today's lesson, and we shall be looking at the introduction to spreadsheet software. Introduction to spreadsheet software. So looking at what we have on this interface here, this is a spreadsheet. Why this can be said to be a dashboard on the other side. So by the end of this lesson, you should understand what a spreadsheet software is. You should understand the workbook structure. You should identify the rows, columns, and cells. You should be able to navigate Excel and Google Sheets, and you should begin practical spreadsheet usage. So it means after this video, you should be able to lay your hand on a spreadsheet and do one or two things with the spreadsheet. Now, what exactly is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a digital table used to organize data, calculate values, store information, analyze record, and create reports. Yes, this is what a spreadsheet does. It is a digital table that is used to organize data, calculate values, store information, analyze records, and create reports. A spreadsheet is like a digital notebook with rows and columns. So instead of writing records on paper, spreadsheet software allows us to type information, organize records, calculate automatically, and analyze data easily. So this is what spreadsheet software allows us to do. All right, so organizations use spreadsheets for various reasons. One of it is that it saves time. When you have a digital place where you can input your informations and all of that, and you can even use it to perform calculations. You imagine maybe we are meant to calculate like 3,000 times 1,566. Now look at the stress it's going to take you, even the stress of you pressing your calculator and all of that. Now imagine you have to do it for over like 100 data. So this now is what the spreadsheet can do in such a way that you can just calculate the data on for one particular row and then fill it to other rows, and the formula automatically fills to other rows, and you can easily use that. It saves your time, the time of you using your calculator to do the work. It saves the time. The next one is it reduces mistakes. Yes, your spreadsheets rarely makes mistakes. So it means once your formulas are correctly calculated and everything is aligned, by the time you ask your spreadsheet to automate your calculations, there would be no mistakes for your work. So therefore, as an organization, you can use spreadsheet for the reason of what? To reduce your mistake in what? In calculations. It also automates your calculation, and it can be used to create reports and charts, just like we saw on our first page. So this is the data, and now this data was used to create these reports and these charts. The next thing is we are looking at Microsoft Excel. Now when we talk about spreadsheets, we have various type of spreadsheets, and one of it is Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel is one of the most popular spreadsheet applications in the world. It is used for calculations, analysis, dashboards, charts, and reporting. So you can use Microsoft Excel to do all of this. You can use Microsoft Excel for calculation, you can use it for analysis, you can use it for your dashboard, you can use it to create charts, and you can use it to report your to make reports regarding your data. So this is one thing Microsoft Excel do, and let's not forget it's the most popular spreadsheet application in the world. That's because Microsoft Office is generally accepted. So every of these offices, Google, we have Google Office page too, and that's made us know that there is also what? A Google Sheet. A Google Sheet. So there is Google Sheets in Google Office too. There is a Google Sheet. WPS Office too. WPS too has its own spreadsheet package. So various offices like that where you can get your Word, PPT, PowerPoint. You can also get your spreadsheets documents there. So now Google Sheets. Google Sheets is an online spreadsheet application. That is Google Sheets. Google Sheets is an online spreadsheet application. It allows collaboration, online sharing, cloud storage, and real-time editing. So Google Sheets is very useful because students can use it free. Files save automatically online. Work can be accessed from anywhere. So lately I learned that when we write, in olden days, you can write down things on your papers, and when you write them on your paper, eventually those books can get missing, and once the books get missing or the books get old, and eventually those documents that you have written down, you can easily lose them, right? And then we come to the idea of we storing information on our phone, right? So we now type the information, type the document as a file, we call it soft copy. Now the question is, in some cases you can misplace your phone, and once you misplace your phone, it means all of the documents you have kept on your phone as a soft copy too is also gone. But there is a way out, and that is what Google Sheets is tends to achieve. Yes, that is what Google Sheets here tends to achieve. So it is very useful because students can use it free. File saves automatically online. So it means for you to open a Google Sheet, you need a personal email. So that email, in as much as you can remember the email login and the password, even if you change phone 200 times, you can still have access to your data, to your documents, the documents that you like. This, for example, now this slide that we are using for this video now is on a Google slide already, so it's already saved on our drive. So even 5-10 years to this time, we can still access this same slide without it missing, irrespective of how many phones can access it on our phone. We can access it on our phone, on our PCs, we can access it on any other person's phone. Why? Because we stored it online. It is not just a file that is offline. So Excel versus Google Sheets, I think I've even done a bit of differentiation for us here. So both packages basically does the same thing. They can be used to organize data. Yes, they can be used to organize data. That's the first thing. They can perform calculations. Yes, they create charts, they analyze records, they use formulas. That's basically what spreadsheet does. So both of them are spreadsheets, so they definitely does that. But Google Sheets supports online collaboration. Yes, Google Sheets works only online. So therefore, it means if you are using a Google Sheet, automatically you are saying doing the work I'm doing online. Now, Excel too. Excel works offline. Microsoft Excel actually works offline. But the thing is, even though it works offline, you can as well store your information on Microsoft Excel too online by creating a Microsoft Office account. And when you have your Microsoft Office account, you can now upload it to the cloud. You understand? But I think for me, I feel Google Sheets is something very direct and easy to use online. So now let's look at opening the Microsoft Excel. Yes, the first thing is what? Click the Windows startup menu. You type Excel, you click Microsoft Excel, then you select blank workbook. Click on the Windows Start menu. Here we can search. Then we type Excel. So this is it. And then you click on Microsoft Excel, which is this. So when you click it, now that the interface is opened up, you can just click blank workbook. So you have a blank workbook for your Microsoft Excel. This is how the interface of the Microsoft Excel looks like. And one is opening Google Sheets. Yes, for you to open your Google Sheets, first thing is open your browser. Once you do that, go to sheet.google.com. Once you do that, you sign in with your Google account, then click a blank spreadsheet and you start your work. Or Chrome, your browser. So once you open your browser, you open any of your emails. Let's open this. So when you have your email, you can maximize your page. So the next thing is you type sheets.google.com. So when you type that, so it opens for you the Google Sheet. Then when you get there, you pick a blank sheet. Now the reason why this one is not asking me to sign in my Google account is because I logged in with a Google account already. So if you don't have a Google account logged in on your Chrome or your browser, you'll be required to sign in a Google account. Then you click on a blank sheet. When you click on a blank sheet, you can see the interface is just more like that of the Microsoft Excel that was being talked about earlier. Yes, it's just more like the Microsoft Excel. It's the same thing, more like the Microsoft Excel that was being talked about. Let's understand what a spreadsheet environment is. The first one is the ribbon or menu area. The next one is the rows. The next one is the columns. The next thing is cells. The next thing is formula bar. The next thing is sheet tab and workbook. All right. So rows, columns, and cells. Rows run horizontally. That's the part where you see numbers on your Excel sheet. That is your rows. Then your columns run vertically, A, B, C, and the likes. Then cells are where rows and columns meet. A1, that's row 1, column A. Column A, row 1, that's A1, B2, C5. Cells are where we type data, enter formula, store information. Now, workbook and worksheet. The workbook refers to the entire spreadsheet file. That is the workbook, entire spreadsheet file, while the worksheet refers to the individual spreadsheets inside a workbook. We want to look at spreadsheet environment here. This one now is WPS Office spreadsheet. This is WPS Office spreadsheet. The same interface with what you have on your phone if you use WPS on your phone. So now basically this is the ribbon or menu area. This part is the ribbon or menu area, and these are basically the things you make use of in Microsoft Word, where you have your home, you have your home, your insert, your page layout, and all of that. You can watch our videos on all of that as well to get to know all of those interfaces. But that is your ribbon. So your rows, yes, this is your row. We have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. So rows are measured in numbers. All of these numbers that are here, they represent the row. And this is a column. Column A, column B, column C, column D, column E. These are columns. And this is a cell. Now, if you look at this cell, you discover that this cell now is shaded this part. So this is column D, row 5. So the cell is called what? D5. Because this is column D and this is row 5. Therefore, the cell is called D5. All right. So another thing we'll be looking at again is the formula bar. Formula bar. This is the formula bar here. So whenever you are entering a formula, you will make use of this formula bar. Can you see? So entering this, I can pick sum and then write a formula. Let's say 3, 5, 6, and then I have 14 as my answer. That's the sum of those numbers. So this place is the formula bar where you can enter your values. So also the values can be entered by clicking. For example, you click this B3 now, you can double click it and then enter your values there. So as you are entering it, there is also showing in the formula bar. That is just what the Excel interface is. Then the next thing is the workbook and the worksheets. Now when you open an Excel file like this, it is a workbook. It is a workbook. But then if you look at this place, there are various, you can create a new sheet, create another sheet, create another sheet. So maybe in instances whereby you are working for a school and you want to enter report sheet, you can call this GSS1 and call this GSS2 and call this GSS 3. So with this now, you can create report sheet for GS1 students on GS1 page, on GS1 sheets, GS2 students on GS2 sheets, GS3 students on GS3 sheets. This means you can easily separate your work into various cadres. For example, as well, you are a data analyst working with church records. Yes, church records. You can't tell me that since you are working, you are the data analyst of the church, it means you will be dealing with attendance record. So this place can be for attendance record, while this place deals with finance. You get? So this place can deal with attendance, while this place deals with finance and any other thing that you need to do within that sphere. But a worksheet, there can be various worksheets in a workbook. Now, real life application. Schools use spreadsheets to record, analyze student score and attendance. School uses spreadsheet to do what? To record, to analyze student scores and attendance. Businesses use spreadsheets to track sales and profits. Churches use spreadsheet to keep attendance records and financial records. Yes, hospital can also use spreadsheet to store patient records. Bank uses spreadsheet for tracking transactions. Individual can also use spreadsheet for accountability sake. Yes, you can use spreadsheet to store your your details, things you did, what you were able to achieve today, and all of that, so that later on you can analyze which day did I achieve most, what happened, what was the circumstances behind my highest achieving days. So all of those things, they are just what a spreadsheet can do for you. So the knowledge of spreadsheet is one of the foundations of data analysis. Yes, once you know how to use spreadsheets, that's like the first, I can say that's the first basic tool that every data analyst must know how to use. So before you jump into learning Power BI, learning Python, learning SQL and Tableau and all of these things, get yourself familiar with spreadsheets. If you know how to use spreadsheets well, you are a standard data analyst. Yes, you are a standard data analyst just by knowing how to use spreadsheets well, because spreadsheets can actually do virtually all of the analysis you want to do. You can use it for your dashboard. There is nothing you want to do as a data analyst that you cannot do with spreadsheets. So before students can analyze data professionally, they must first become comfortable with spreadsheet environment, that is the row, columns, cells, and data entering. So practical tasks: create a spreadsheet. So your spreadsheet can be anyone. You can have your Google Sheet, you can have you can have a Google Sheet, you can have a Microsoft Excel, you can use WPS Office. Any of them can just create a spreadsheet containing what: name, gender, age, score. Add 5 student records to it, and that is your task. Once you can do that, you have done something with spreadsheet. And with that, we have come to the end of today's lesson, and I would like you to like our channel, subscribe to our channels, share our contents, and also drop your comments